Before they shot her, the last thing she said was, "Please don't hurt my daughter." Not knowing that the daughter that she was pleading for them not to hurt was actually the one that masterminded her killing. Anyways, Jennifer planned with three guys, four actually, to come to their home and kill her parents. Here's why Jennifer thought it was wise to get rid of her parents. Jennifer and her parents had moved to Canada from Vietnam. She's an only child, and of course, the parents had huge expectations of her. Anyways, the parents wanted her to study medicine or something in the medical line, but Jennifer says she doesn't have the stomach for studying something that hard. So they eventually convinced her, from what she said, to study pharmacy. And then when she gets admission into the university, her father would often drop her off in the morning, come back to pick her in the evening. But unknown to her parents, Jennifer was not going to school. She was just philandering, or whatever the word is, during that time. And then when she graduated, she forged the certificate of that school and handed it over to her parents. Her parents were super excited. They even hung the certificate on the wall in their home. But they realized that months down the line, Jennifer was still unable to find a job. But they did not think there was anything wrong with the certificate. They just felt like it was taking time. Anyways, around the time when Jennifer was not going to school, of course, we know she had a lot of time on her hands. And by then, she had developed a long-term love affair with a drug dealer. This guy is also around her age, but he's into drugs. He had been in trouble with the police a few times because he's a drug dealer. Anyways, the parents eventually found out about the affair, and they outrightly told her that they do not want her to be seen with this person. When the guy came into the confession room, he was saying that he has never been invited to their home before to have dinner or lunch or whatever, because obviously the parents don't want you for her. You are no good for her. Anyways, Jennifer had developed this resentment for her parents because, number one, she says they forced her to go study pharmacy, which she did not want to study. Number two, they are too protective of her. Number three, they do not want her to be with the guy who obviously is bad for her. Anyways, she and some other guys, which were introduced to her by this her drug dealer boyfriend, planned to take out her parents. And then the way they were going to do it, when her mom came back from line dancing at night, these guys broke into their home because Jennifer had left the door unlocked, and then they shot the mom and the dad. But luckily for her dad, he did not die on the spot. He instead went into a coma. And then Jennifer picks up the call and puts a call through to 911 and says, "Hello, my parents have been murdered in our home, blah 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 blah." And the policeman is saying, "Okay, where are you?" And she, they come and everything, and then they start investigating. Anyways, one of the things that actually threw Jennifer off balance was when the policeman asked her to demonstrate how she was able to make a phone call whilst her hands were tied behind the banister. Jennifer came and, of course, acted out that scene. But the policemen were not buying it because it didn't seem like something that was possible to do while your hands were tied. And when Jennifer's dad now came out of coma, he told the policemen exactly what happened. Jennifer had calmed down, walked like a queen that of course she thought she was when these people walked into their home, and had given them clear instructions to shoot her parents. Anyways, Jennifer eventually starts confessing. And because this girl was born and bred in lies, these parents had high expectations of her. They had put her in piano lessons since she was 4. They practically gave her everything. But because this girl just thought that they were boxing her, this is an adult that could easily have just run away from home. But instead, she built so much hatred and bitterness towards her parents that she thought the best option was to kill them. And she connived with her boyfriend and those 3 other boys. And they ended it. That story is on Netflix. The title is What Jennifer Did. It's one story that makes you feel so much pain as a parent. Especially because the last thing the mother said before she died was, "Please don't hurt my daughter." Meanwhile, this is the daughter that actually killed her. It's such a sad story because it makes me start to wonder where we have to draw the line as parents between wanting to influence a child into making good decisions for themselves and being a dictator. Because it sounded like her parents were becoming dictators and they were planning to, take over her life. But she had the option to run away from home and leave home. Why did you think it was wise to end the life of your parents? And then after, now people said, maybe the reason why is because she was looking towards and also, this nonsense child did not say that at some point, her parents eventually found out that she had lied about going to school, and they demanded a refund of all of the money that they had spent sending her to the university, as it should be. And maybe, of course, she didn't have that money, and that's why she thought that the best thing was to take away the people that she's owing money, which is her parents. Please, if you have the time, go and watch this documentary on Netflix. I'm a sucker for crime stories. I watch a lot of crime stories on Netflix. I watch on YouTube everywhere. And this story was one that I felt really sad about because I'm a parent. And I think as parents, it's okay sometimes to just psychoanalyze our children and see what they can do. I know it might sound strange to say, but you might want to sometimes take away the innocence that you think that your children have. Like, take that facade off your face and kind of like look at them like you will look at, sorry to use the word, a criminal, and ask them questions that makes you understand what they can do and not do. Because, man, this story is just so sad.